Oh, we just came in from outside and it's cold out there. Oh my gosh, I can't believe all the things that we found. The arums are beautiful now, and they are starting to naturalize all through the woods. If you ever dig arums, make sure you dig really deep because their bulbs are very deep into the ground. That's the mistake a lot of people make when they go out to dig arum. They dig them too shallow and then they really don't have the bulb that they need for the plants to come back. And once you get them started, in about 3 or 4 years, you're going to have these beautiful plants coming up in probably, well, depending upon the area you live in, but here in Cincinnati, they're going to come up around in January and February. So what a surprise to go out and see something like this in your garden in the middle of winter. Here we have the hellebores, and it's kind of laying down on the ground right now, but I'm really hoping, it's February now, by March we should have some really pretty blooms on this plant. And I love it when there's just a little bit of snow on the hellebores. They look really pretty in the garden. We got a few shots of the boxwood honeysuckle. You'll notice that we had a lot of leaves on them because that's how we're able to bring them back. They're really not hardy to this area, but with some winter protection, we've managed to keep them for a few years. I'm going to start out here today with just a little shallow dish, and I have it filled with water and the Oasis. I'm using boxwood from my garden. I'm just going to start out here on the sides and do a little bit of cutting. What I like to think about is that I'm going to, I already know that I'm going to kind of go like this, and I've already kind of laid out my width of my arrangement. I know I'm going to be using this on a smaller table, so I don't want it too high. I want people to be able to see over it when they're sitting at the table. So basically what we're doing here is just filling it in with boxwood to create the shape that we want for the final design. I've cut my boxwood in pieces like this, and then I'm just cutting them with my clippers. You'd be surprised at how long these arrangements last. You can expect at least a couple of weeks out of them. Even though I'm not working with real flowers or artificial flowers, it's certainly not against any of my rules to incorporate them if you want to. Since I can see this side, I'm going to turn it around. See how that looks. Fill in a few more here. Now we might need a little bit of height here. And I'm thinking that I might go with my Daphnes that I picked. These were picked a couple of weeks ago and actually have already been used in one of my other arrangements. So you might say I'm recycling already. Cut some new cuts on there so that the plants can get hydrated again. Once you cut a plant, it almost immediately starts healing. So what you want to do, if you do keep it for a couple of weeks in the house, every week or so you want to go in and give it a fresh cut so that it can take up that water. And that's another thing. You want to keep adding water or changing the water, or you can get that sour smell here. I love this little plant here, the boxwood honeysuckle. It's so light and airy. See if I can get some pieces off of this. These smell wonderful. This is rosemary. Never hurts to put something in there that has a nice aroma. Some of this lavender in there. Gray color. Well, my husband and I are always arguing about politics, and as you know, this is our election year. So for this little card, I think I'll have this waiting for my husband when he comes home. I think we all can agree on the first president.
Happy gardening.